Legends grow from the retelling of a story. And there are no bigger legends in Indiana than those inspired by the game of basketball. On March 20th, 1954, one such fable was born when a small-town team from Milan, Indiana, took on the Goliath of teams for the high school basketball state championship and walked away with a Cinderella story.
9 seconds. Bobby Plump dribbling, 6 seconds. Plump going down, jump, shoots in the circle, scores! Now 1 second, the game's over. Milan wins 32-30.
Milan's probably the central focus of the Indiana high school basketball mythology. It sort of embodies all the different aspects of what people like to believe about Indiana high school basketball, that anybody could aspire to the championship and had a chance to succeed. And that victory formed the legend of Indiana high school basketball in the one-class tournament for over half a century.
When Bobby Plump hit the last shot in the Milan-Muncie game, he became the personification of all that is myth and truth about Indiana. In a state known for family values, farm fields, and basketball, Bobby Plump's story is Indiana's story, and it all began with a homemade backboard nailed up in a rural backyard.
Dad taught school for 17 years and found out he couldn't make enough money to raise 6 kids teaching school, so he quit, went to work in a pump factory, and I'm assuming that he requisitioned the wood from A.D. Cook and built it while he was working, because I never saw it. I know that he had a good time when he gave it to me because it was a great surprise and one of the best gifts I've ever had for Christmas. The highest point we had to hang it was on our smokehouse. And I was a little guy, and fortunately it wasn't much higher than 9 feet, and I could get it up to that point, you know. If it was 10 feet, I don't know if I could have done it. But some of the great times would be when the whole family would get together, and my sisters were married at the time, and their husbands, and all of the boys from the Plump household, and a couple of neighbors would be in, and we'd be in this little small court playing, and my brother-in-laws weren't real swift of foot, and I thought it was a great thrill that I could get around them and score on them.
They were out there all the time. There was always a game going. If they weren't there, they were over to Schroeder's playing or over to Butz's. It didn't matter whether it was snowing, raining, or what, they were out there playing basketball. But they never would let me play.
During the 1990s, the Indiana State Museum decided to focus on building the institution's collection of sports memorabilia.
Bobby Plump was one of the first people that responded to our efforts to try to build the collection. And he just sort of mentioned out of nowhere, I have this backboard my dad nailed together and then put up on the old smokehouse down in Pierceville. He said, I think it's still in my sister's chicken coop down in Ripley County. He said, is that something you guys would be interested in? And I said, well, who knows? You know, you never know until you see it.
I don't throw anything away. Yeah, I don't throw anything away. My husband was a pitcher and I was a saver, but the backboard got saved. It never got away from here.
Bobby Plump and the movie he inspired, Hoosiers, has really given Indiana sort of a nostalgic, good times sort of persona around the world. And I think the people of Indiana have really sort of embraced that. They're happy to be represented by the idea of small town values, of teamwork and friendship and striving for a goal. And the basketball goal that Bobby Plump grew up learning how to shoot jump shots on is the physical manifestation of that legend.